After studying this module, you'll be able to know about the concept of self-efficacy, learn the various sources of self-efficacy beliefs, and evaluate the importance of self-efficacy in various domains of functioning. Professor Albert Bandura at Stanford University originated and developed the concept of self-efficacy and the theory. Since the publication of his article in 1977 in Psychological Review titled Self-efficacy towards a unifying theory of behavior change, the term self-efficacy has become quite popular in psychology and even in the related fields. Self-efficacy is the core aspect of Bandura's social cognitive theory. Bandura defined self-efficacy as the belief in one's capabilities to organize and execute the courses of action required to manage prospective situations. Self-efficacy involves the belief that one can effectively perform certain actions. Our efficacy beliefs determine our expectations about the outcomes of our actions, and this in turn determines our behavioral performances. The basic premise of self-efficacy theory is that people's beliefs in their capabilities to produce desired effects by their own actions are very important. It determines the types of behaviors people engage in and how much they persevere when faced with obstacles and challenges. A related construct is perceived self-efficacy, which reflects an optimistic self-belief. It is the belief that one can perform new or the difficult tasks and cope with the failures. Perceived self-efficacy helps in setting of goals, putting off the efforts, persistence, and the recovery from failures. According to Bandura, there are four major sources of self-efficacy beliefs. The first of these is mastery experiences. The mastery experiences are the most effective way of creating a high level of efficacy. Successes help in building strong self-efficacy beliefs, whereas the failures tend to weaken them. High self-efficacy beliefs come from the past experiences of success and the mastery. And low self-efficacy based on poor experiences generalizes across different contexts and the situations. So the experiences matter. Second is vicarious experiences. Many self-efficacy beliefs are developed by learning from other people's experiences. Exposure to successful role models helps in enhancing our self-efficacy. Competent models display effective skills through their behavior. The effect of modeling on self-efficacy is also influenced by perceived similarity to the models. Greater the assumed similarity, the identification with that model, the more is the influence the model's success and failures will have on that person. It's beneficial for people to observe the successes of others so as to enhance their self-efficacy beliefs required for attaining success. The third is the verbal persuasion. Another way of strengthening self-efficacy beliefs is through the verbal persuasion. A person who is persuaded that she possesses the capabilities required to perform a given task is more likely to put in greater efforts as compared to one who has self-doubts. Social persuasion motivates people to try hard to succeed in the task. A person's self-efficacy is increased when he or she is encouraged by others that she is capable of successfully completing a task. So this is about the extrinsic motivation. Guidance and positive suggestions from others can assist in correcting performance in areas needing the improvement. The fourth source is physiological emotional states. The people rely on their emotional reactions to situations to help in determining if they can cope with it. High negative emotional arousal often interferes with performance, whereas the positive emotional arousals can enhance the performances. So, if it is the negative effectivity, it will often cause people to doubt their own competency. Mood is also an important variable that can affect the judgment of the people about their self-efficacy. Positive mood enhances self-efficacy and the negative mood obviously diminishes it. There is another source which was not given by Bandura but by Maddox and is known as imaginal experiences. Apart from the sources mentioned by Bandura, there is one more mentioned by Maddox. He introduced imaginal experiences as a separate source of efficacy information. He suggested that self-efficacy beliefs can also be influenced by imagining oneself or others behaving effectively or ineffectively in any given hypothetical situations. These images may be derived from actual or the vicarious experiences with the situations similar to the given or the anticipated ones. They may also be developed by verbal persuasion, in systematic desensitization, and by covert modeling. Imaginal modeling has been used successfully in interventions to enhance assertive behaviors and even elsewhere in sports, athletics, and many other performances. Imaginal modeling can also be used while practicing to make attributions. One can attribute the failures to insufficient effort rather than to low ability. This will further help in enhancing the self-efficacy beliefs. However, just imagining oneself doing something well is not likely to have a very strong influence on the self-efficacy as an actual experiences can, though it's proved to be highly efficacious. Self-efficacy beliefs begin to form early in the childhood as the children go through various types of experiences, tasks, and the situations. The growth of self-efficacy continues to evolve throughout the life. According to Bandura, the personal agency operates within a broad network of social structural influences. There is a triadic reciprocal causal relationship between personal, behavioral, and the environmental factors. Cultural factors and power structure also play a very important role in developing self-efficacy beliefs and resilience to the stressors. The initial basis for developing a sense of self-efficacy is provided by the exploratory experiences of the child. Children who are successful in controlling environmental events are more competent in learning new efficacious responses. So once again, the experiences matter. The role of family is very important in the development of self-efficacy beliefs. Families differ in their capital, financial or material, human or non-material, and social resources too. Families with greater capital provide richer experiences which further enhance children's efficacy beliefs. Parents who create opportunities for efficacious actions help in the social and cognitive development of their children. Peers too are an important source of developing self-efficacy beliefs. Peers act as models of efficacious styles of thinking and behavior. A great amount of social learning occurs amongst the peers. Peers also provide highly informative comparisons for judging and verifying one's self efficacy. Peer influence operates greatly through peer networks, which are large groups of peers with whom the adolescents associate. The school also acts as one of the primary setting for the development of children's cognitive competencies. School influences the self-efficacy by its impact on the kind of instruction, curriculum, ease or difficulty of learning, feedback, etc. School is a place where children acquire the knowledge and problem solving skills which are important for participating in the larger society. Adolescence has often been characterized as a period of challenges and crisis. The ease with which the transition from childhood to adulthood is made depends upon the strength of the self-efficacy. The growth of self-efficacy does not end during the youth. Rather, it continues to evolve throughout the life. As people acquire new skills and experiences, perhaps till the end of their life. Adulthood is a period in which people have to cope with many new demands arising from the marital relationships, parenthood, and even the careers. Adults with a high level of self-efficacy know how to strike a balance between different relationships and between the relationships and the careers. Those with low level of self-efficacy are highly vulnerable to stress and even depression since they are not able to cope with these upcoming challenges in the life. Major life changes occur in later years due to retirement, loss of friends or spouse, and diminishing physical and cognitive capabilities. Perceived social inefficacy increases older people's vulnerability to stress and depression due to lack of social support, which serves as a buffer against the life stressors. The importance of self-efficacy beliefs has been proved in various settings. Many recent researches have shown a relationship between self-efficacy and the other outcome-related behaviors. Now we'll discuss about the self-efficacy and the psychological adjustment. General self-efficacy has been found to be negatively correlated with negative affect, anxiety, depression, anger or hostility, stress, and the physical symptoms. Self-efficacy beliefs have also been found to be negatively related to clinical problems like phobias and addiction. High self-efficacy is strongly related to the management of the stress, higher self-esteem, better well-being, better physical health. Finally, self-efficacy plays a very powerful and strong role in attempts to overcome the substance abuse problems and even the eating disorders. Self-efficacy and physical health. Self-efficacy helps in explaining how and why people adopt healthy or unhealthy behaviors and how to modify unhealthy behaviors. Beliefs about self-efficacy influence health in multiple ways. Firstly, self-efficacy beliefs influence whether a person will adopt healthy behaviors and curb the unhealthy behaviors and maintain behavioral changes during difficulties. So much so that all the major theories of health behavior such as protection motivation theory, the health belief model and the theory of reasoned action planned behavior include self-efficacy as a key component. Self-efficacy beliefs also influence the biological processes that influence the health and the disease of an individual. Thus, if the person trusts one's abilities, one can manage the disease in better way and one can also prevent oneself from getting diseased. Self-efficacy and self-regulation. Self-efficacy helps us in understanding how we guide our own behavior in the pursuit of our goals. Self-regulation depends on three components which interact with each other. Goals, self-evaluative reactions to performance, and the self-efficacy beliefs. Goals are very important in self-regulation because we attempt to regulate our actions, control our actions and manage them, as well as the thoughts and emotions to achieve our life goals. Self-evaluative reactions are important in self-regulation since our beliefs about the progress we are making towards our goals are the major determinants of the kind of emotional reactions during the pursuit of attaining the goals. The more we believe that we are progressing, the more is the possibility of having positive effect and maintaining our motivation towards the goals. Self-efficacy beliefs influence the self-regulation in several ways. They also influence our choices of goal-directed activities, levels of efforts, our decisions, our persistence, and the efficiency and effectiveness of problem solving and even the decision making. Self-efficacy and psychotherapy. Self-efficacy theory helps in understanding how to increase a person's self-efficacy for specific behaviors to overcome any problematic situations. Self-efficacy theory suggests that formal interventions should not only provide treatment or cure but also the skills and sense of self-efficacy essential for solving problems themselves. Some basic strategies for enhancing self-efficacy are based on the four sources of self-efficacy discussed sometime before given by Bandura. Self-efficacy and academic performance. In the academic domain, self-efficacy has been found to be related to technological or computer literacy, writing choice of academic major, teacher preparation, mathematical and other major learnings. Students with strong self-efficacy beliefs are more likely to challenge themselves with difficult tasks and be intrinsically motivated. These students put a lot of effort in order to meet their commitments and attribute failure to controllable things rather than to external factors. Self-efficacious students also recover quickly from their setbacks and are likely to achieve their personal goals. Because of higher belief in self-efficacy, they don't keep on clinging to the problem and then they take it as a challenging and they try to come out of these problems. Self-efficacy also plays a very vital role in educational attainment. It has a powerful effect on learning since people try to learn only those behaviors which they think they will be able to perform successfully. General self-efficacy is also positively related to the need for the achievement. Just imagine a student who thinks that I cannot study or I learn very slowly. Automatically, this belief that I do not learn quickly is going to negatively influence the performance of that individual. Next is self-efficacy and the work performance. there exists a very clear relationship between the self-efficacy and performance accomplishment in the work settings. Meta-analytical evidence suggests that self-efficacy is rather strongly related to performances. The role of self-efficacy in improved performance at work is immense. Bandura observed the relationship of self-efficacy with increased effort and motivation. Martinko and Gardner found that low self-efficacy is associated with learned helplessness. Self-efficacy also predicts the range of career options considered, occupational interests, and the personal effectiveness as well as entrepreneurial activity. Efficacy beliefs influence employees' motivation and performances in organizations. Very simple to understand. If one thinks that I can take bio, become a doctor, then only one will study biology, and the vice versa, or for any other subjects. Similarly, if I join any particular organization and I believe that this particular kind of job, say if there is a creativity involved, I believe that I can do it, then only I am going to do it. Self-efficacy also operates at the collective level and involves a large number of people who are pursuing shared objectives. It plays an important role in classroom performance, work teams, etc. Collective efficacy refers to a group's shared belief in its conjoint capabilities to attain their goals and accomplish the desired tasks. It involves the beliefs or perception that an effective collective action is possible to deal with a social or a public health related problem. Beliefs of collective efficacy may be a predictor of group performances. So, trust in the team. For instance, the individual and the collective efficacy of the teachers for providing effective instruction to the students affects the academic achievement of the school children. Hence, it can be said that the dimensions of collective self-efficacy are perceived efficacy to take action as a group, perceived capability of other group members, perceived efficacy to solve problems as a group. Now, in the end, to summarize, self-efficacy involves the beliefs that one can effectively perform certain actions. The main sources of self-efficacy include mastery experiences, vicarious learning, social persuasion, somatic and emotional states as given by Bandura, and the imaginal experiences as given by Maddox. Efficacy activated processes are cognitive, motivational, affective, and selection. The development of self-efficacy beliefs is influenced by family, school, peers, etc. Biological variables also play a role in self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is measured both in terms of general as well as specific self-efficacy. Self-efficacy plays an important role in psychological adjustment, physical and mental health, self-regulation, and academic and work performance. Gender differences are also found in self-efficacy. Collective self-efficacy is very important, which refers to the beliefs or perception that an effective collective action is possible to deal with a social or public health related problem.